Afternoon. So, welcome to the live painting session today. And those who are on my mailing list must have received an email in which I have shown them this sketch and this value study and the value study video, how I did this value study. And I don't know if you did get time to watch it or not. If not, after this session is over, you can go and watch that. You can see that this is a very rough and not a refined sketch. And value studies are very important to finalize your composition and also to get the value structure correct. So that is what I have now. And you might see that the actual painting which we will be doing today might be also different from this one. You can already see that the sketch is like this. There is a difference between sketch and the value study, and you might see that the painting itself becomes slightly different than the value study also. So that's quite normal. We do keep refining things as and when we find that we can improve it and so on. So let's get started with the painting process. I'm going to hide my camera so that you can see more of my desk. And now let's, as usual, start with the drawing part. So let me first draw the outline. And quickly sketch in the composition, which is here. And the large mountain starts from here, and it will have these valleys and ridges, and the clouds will be something like this. So that's the drawing part. Now, as I mentioned in the email, you can have these colors. I'll be using ultramarine blue, burnt sienna, chrome yellow, and white, and vermilion if needed in some places. But mostly these four colors should be enough for this painting. So let's get started. So let me start by painting as I did in the value sketch. I will here also start with painting the mountain because it is going to have mid value or middle value basically. So it's neither too dark nor too light. And I'm going to make it slightly violetish. So let me add some the vermilion and some burnt sienna to darken it. And I need to add a bit of white because it needs to be mid value. Let's see how this looks. Can be lighter like this. So let's get started with this. Some more brown will do. It's necessary to, or it's good to follow the contour of the object. Contour is the surface. So if the mountain is vertical, I am using these brush strokes mostly. I won't be using horizontal ones as the major brush strokes. For fine tuning I might use that, just like here, but otherwise I'm using these brushstrokes more than the horizontal. That's because the mountain is vertical and it creates that texture which is uh, which is nice to look at, and it represents the object more properly. Now let me paint this darker hill in the front. This needs to be slightly greenish, so I'm adding burnt yellow ochre in it. And because there is already a gray color down there in the palette, I need not make this dull intentionally. It has anyway become dull, and which is what I want. So it's not very vibrant color, which is perfectly fine with me. Let me know if you have any questions. You can put it in the chat and I'll answer. Now let's paint the sky. I would paint first, or let me paint the ground anyway because it's going to have similar colors. I'll start with yellow ochre, make it dark by adding a brown, and reduce the saturation by adding a bit of white. I might have to modify this color later, but for now I'll go ahead with this. And as I come down, I will add some blue in it to make it darker. And some more burnt sienna. I don't want this edge to be very sharp. That's why I'm just dabbing this brush here, because I don't want that area to be especially attractive. Okay, now let's come to the sky. I will first paint the blue part of the sky. So I'm taking in ultramarine and white, and wanted a more cleaner color. That's because the color which I mixed here become slightly muddy because of the color on my brush and also in this white. So I can start all over again. Yeah, this looks much more nicer. All of this area will be mostly clouds. And as I come down, I will add more white. And I might add few clouds here, but for now I'm just painting it with this color. Okay, now time to make a gray. So I will add some burnt sienna to this color, which will turn it into a gray. And this is the color which I need for the underside of the clouds. You can see that the value of this color and this color is almost matching. That's why you won't see any difference there. But when I add some white, you will notice that the color is different. Let me add some clouds in this area. And now I need to come in with brighter white. Painting the clouds may not look like three-dimensional objects right now, but they will look like clouds in some time. And let this dry a bit before I come and modify it. So now let's concentrate on this now, because I want to paint the dark trees towards the last shape, or paint them the last shapes in this painting. Now I want a darker version of this to indicate the shadows. So again, a darker color like this. Let's see how this looks. It's not dark enough. That's too much of red. Might use it here where it's catching the light. And now let's come to the darker version. Students ask me, how do you get the color of the mountain? And there is no one color which makes the color of the mountain, because it's not painted in one layer. So you should always look at how to get that effect rather than getting one color. So that's what I'm doing. I'm adding layers and layers of these colors so that I can build the or create the dimensionality of these mountain shapes. And these mountains are not, at least I'm intend to paint them more like rocky mountains and not mountains which have a lot of trees on them. And use a smaller brush. And there is a stage in almost every painting where the painting doesn't look good and looks like it going nowhere. It's not looking nice and so on. But the funny part is, if you continue doing or continue painting without worrying too much, then the painting does turn out much better than what you expected. May not be a masterpiece, but nobody paints a masterpiece every day. So just stick with it. Don't give up in the middle. That's why it's called the messy middle. What I want this to look like is these rock face mountains. Okay, now let me come back to the clouds. And I'm now painting with very thick color, not much water, just picking up the color from the palette and applying it on the paper. When there is not much contrast in the painting, those type of paintings are harder to paint than the paintings which have high contrast. And this is here there'll be a lot of contrast, here there'll not be much. That's why this area is taking more time. And the light is coming in from this side. Now let me apply the star of this painting, which is the highlight, which is going to be here. And now let's come to the dark shapes again. The moment you apply the darks, the brights start looking brighter. Let me come in with a smaller brush so that I can paint some details on this. And this whole area is in shadow, the foreground. Just trying to accentuate the shadow areas on these rock faces. And I don't want them to be too eye catching, also. That's too bright, I guess. So it's basically trying to show kind of sunset time where the light is coming in from here. Otherwise, it's not very cleanly lit. There are clouds, but then in some areas, especially here, there is bright light, and that's causing these trees to look like silhouettes. What I will do now is take very little of this yellowish color and spread it on the clouds so that the clouds don't look very, they shouldn't look like they are from the clean sunny times. So this color will also be seen in these clouds. I think I can make these trees a bit more opaque, because that way they will create the necessary contrast. Maybe some other small tree here, some bush. You can see now that what is the difference or how it has transitioned. The sketch is like this, the value study looks more different than the sketch, and now the actual painting looks even different, even more different than the value study. So things evolve, and as artists we have to be conscious and always try to improvise. So it's also not necessary that if you're looking at a photograph and trying to paint based on that, you should not think that you should paint everything in that painting, everything in that photo, uh, as it is. As a as an artist, you have the artistic license to change anything and everything in that scene and make it look good. So take what will make your painting stronger, and leave out things which do not add any value to the painting or actually make the painting look not so good. So you have the license. It's called the artistic license. And don't expect every painting of yours to be a masterpiece. You learn everything, something new from every painting. So just be happy with it, and you will see that if you paint consistently, the number of paintings which turn out good increases over time versus the paintings which turn out not so good. But even those paintings are not complete failures. So I hope you enjoyed this video and this painting practice. If you liked it, do give a thumbs up on this video on YouTube, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And if you are watching this on Facebook, follow my page and spread the word. These are anyway free sessions, anyone can join and paint with us. So that's it for today. There is a reflection here because of the wet paint still, otherwise it would look like this. So that's it for today. See you tomorrow. And if you are subscribed to my newsletters or emails, then you will get a video of the value sketch every day, every time I post it. And then you will also know what colors I'm going to use so that you can prepare your palette in advance. So if you want to subscribe, there is a free course which you can join, and then that way I come to know about your email address and I can inform you. So you can sign up here at marathiartstudio.com slash, just a minute, I'll even post it here so that in the comments, so that you know more. Yes, Sandhya, good afternoon. So that's it for today. If you have any questions, please post them. If you are watching this as a recording after the live session is over, then also if you like the video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to channel, follow the page if you are on Facebook, and most importantly, try to paint this painting and every other painting which we do yourself so that you learn from it. That's it. Have a nice day and happy Dasera in advance. See you tomorrow. Thank you and bye.